I'm Melissa Jenkins, and I've had the honor of serving as community director for Breastcancer.org for the past 22 years. Our online community is the heart of our organization. Members from around the world come to see the space we've created to find their tribe, the people who understand what they're experiencing physically and emotionally on every level. I have the fortunate opportunity to get to know and support our community members every day. The countless ways they help each other through a diagnosis or re-diagnosis and treatments is nothing short of extraordinary. And in a minute, I'd like to introduce you to two of our community members, Jessica and Raphael. The stress of going through breast cancer during a global pandemic can't be understated. The isolation has been devastating. The threat of catching the virus while in treatment has been overwhelming, and many patients continue to stay at home as much as possible, even as things return to normal for everyone else. This situation sparked an idea for virtual meetups on Zoom, which has evolved into a full-scale program at Breastcancer.org. And I'm proud to share that we're now offering a variety of these support groups that people can join free from the comfort of their home all over the world. We have at least one session per day with dedicated groups throughout the week for people in treatment, living with metastatic disease, caregivers, and those who have finished active treatment. And as questions come up in the discussion, we provide links to articles and podcasts and videos at breastcancer.org, as well as related discussions in our online community that further help to answer any of their questions. The word I often hear by participants to describe the program is lifeline. And in this video, this new video, Jessica and Raphael explain what it's meant for them.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Raphael.
And in the background is our son Benjamin making a little bit of extra noise. I was living in Brazil where I worked regularly. We just ended up meeting at a restaurant and hit it off.
I met a very intelligent woman who have lots of things in common with me. I found she very pretty and we could relate to each other very easily and fast.
My story with breast cancer started Easter weekend last year in 2021. I found a lump in my left breast and it just felt a little bit off. And I was about 14 weeks pregnant at the time. We all thought it was actually probably just related to lactational changes and the pregnancy. I had my ultrasound and then a following up biopsy, and it was diagnosed as invasive ductal cancer. I did 8 sessions of chemo every 2 weeks until a couple of weeks before Benjamin was born. My reduction and lumpectomy were both scheduled for 7 days after that. The margins came back unclear, so I went back and had a mastectomy.
The feelings that I experienced were uncertainty and fear, some level of despair, and I also felt lost.
The biggest challenge, I would say, was that I wasn't allowed to lift my baby for the first little while. Not being able to pick him up when he cried was a really sort of a remarkable moment that was challenging.
But we were here assisting her, supporting her, putting her baby in her arms all the time.
Asking for accepting help was a really good coping mechanism. For me to go from diagnosis to chemo in less than 2 weeks, that was a very large amount of information to process. Breastcancer.org has definitely been my primary source of information. Community boards and support groups have been very useful for me to check in whenever I sort of feel like I need. It's nice to see their faces, to hear their voices when they're going through a very similar thing as you. Sharing definitely allows me to feel supported. It helps me feel not alone and is also, I think, very restorative and healing.
Jessica introduced me to Breastcancer.org group meetings, and she was concerned about my mental health, so she suggested me to join caregiver group, and then and I did. I would mention things that were going through my mind and they would relate to that. It gives you a sense of a feeling of belonging.
Finding Raphael the support that he needed was so fundamental to me feeling better about going through it.
Going through breast cancer as a family changes you. And you see what are the real important things in life rather than anything else, which is your family.
I'm looking forward to watching Benjamin grow, and I'm looking forward to getting older with this man, spending time with friends and family and loved ones. That's what's in store, I think.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rita Lucin. I'm the Vice President of Partnerships and Development. I have been with Breastcancer.org for 11 years, and I am also a 15-year breast cancer survivor myself. I am so grateful that Jessica and Raphael shared their story. I, too, have my own story to share. Before joining the Breastcancer.org team, I consider myself a power user of the website when I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2007. I was 45 at the time of my diagnosis. I had a family myself, 2 young boys, and I really did not have anyone to help answer the many questions that I had, or anyone to help really guide me through the multitude of time-sensitive treatment decisions that I needed to make, and I needed to make them very quickly. Breastcancer.org was absolutely my go-to trusted resource. As you heard Melissa say, the lifeline. It was my lifeline for years and still is today, providing me with round-the-clock care and support during 5 surgeries, a mastectomy, grueling chemotherapy treatment, my hair loss, and 10 years of hormonal therapy and beyond. I personally know the value of being an empowered patient. That's why I and the entire breastcancer.org team are really dedicated to being your trusted digital resource and a resource for millions of patients and caregivers around the world. We are proud to deliver accurate, accessible, and actionable health information and the latest updates on breast cancer research. We are here for you any time of the day or the night. We are proud to host interactive virtual events like this, where we gather online to learn and to share. And together we are committed to addressing all issues impacting a person's experience with breast cancer. Next month, I hope you will join us on October 18th, so please mark your calendars, for our virtual town hall. We will cover the financial burdens of breast cancer. We know that the financial toll of breast cancer can make an overwhelming situation even more devastating for patients and their families. At this free event, you'll hear from doctors and advocates who are leading research and the financial burden and providing resources to help people struggling with breast cancer costs. This event, like all of our programs and resources, are made possible by people like you, our donors. We are so grateful for your support. Our virtual group support groups, which Melissa shared and Raphael discussed, are some of the free programs that your support makes possible. I'm going to now invite Melissa back to share more about the impact of these programs. Melissa?
Thank you so much, Rita. Last November, for National Family Caregivers Month, we decided to offer several virtual meetup sessions throughout the course of the month for the caregivers. And as you can hear from Raphael, the response was tremendous, and it was clear that we needed to build the caregivers into our programs consistently, now every week. Cancer can have a severe impact on caregivers' well-being. The sacrifices and strain of juggling it all may negatively impact their own health. It can be especially true for caregivers of people with metastatic disease, as I can attest to personally. Knowing that you aren't alone in your struggles, your fears, and hopes is so powerful, and the exchange of information is honestly invaluable. In our meetups for both patients and caregivers, the bond over shared experiences can provide the encouragement needed to get through the days. In this new video, you'll hear how high school sweethearts Carmine and Dan have found comfort and strength while managing metastatic breast cancer through this pandemic.
Hi, I'm Carmine.
Hi, I'm Dan.
Dan and I have been married for a long time, 42 years. I was 14 when I first met Dan. I was friends with his sister, and she introduced us, but we didn't date till a couple of years after that. And then, after being high school sweethearts, we went our separate ways. Didn't really think we'd see each other again, but after college, we got back together and found out it was the real deal. And the rest is history. My first cancer diagnosis was when I was 40 at my first mammogram.
And you know, that was a pretty frightening experience. Kind of felt like a ton of bricks when it landed. But things got back to normal. We were raising our kids. We were traveling overseas. And 9 years after the first cancer diagnosis, a second lump showed up.
I had a mastectomy and went through aggressive chemotherapy. Over time, I got back to my normal life and really didn't think of myself very much as a cancer survivor, just as me.
We had traveled all over the world, spent a lot of time involved in microloans in the third world and community development and all kinds of really great things.
Then 8 years later, when I was 57, I was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer. They couldn't really tell me how long I had. Now I'm 4.5 years past my diagnosis. The treatment's working very well at keeping the cancer from progressing, but over time it has been debilitating, and I have a lot more fatigue and things like brain fog. I just don't think as clearly as I used to. Nobody pictures themselves getting cancer and being so changed.
We had learned to be careful because she's immune compromised, and we learned a lot about what she could do and couldn't do. We had some fun gourmet groups that we would spend time with, and we were traveling around locally, and then COVID-19 came.
So because of COVID, I was looking for a support group, something not in person. When I am on the metastaticbreastcancer.org calls, we all have a chance to share. It's very helpful to listen. It's good to laugh together. It's good to cry with each other. Everybody gets encouragement to look for beauty and strength in a different way as we redefine ourselves.
So when Carmine discovered Breastcancer.org, I decided to poke my nose in. And when I did, I was so thankful because the caregivers group was encouraging each of us to bring what we had to the table and to learn from what we were all dealing with. It's a meaningful connection in my life now.
My husband's really good at lifting my spirits and reminding me of all the things that I do have.
Carmine and I promised each other we were going to grow old together. Cancer only amplifies the stuff that everybody has to deal with. And we chose to not let it blow us apart.
Cardinals in the backyard, taking a walk with the dogs, going on picnics in the forest. Strength isn't in lifting and pushing and all those things. It's in continuing to live and to love others and see beauty and hope in the world.
Dan and Carmine's story is so powerful, and we're so grateful for their willingness to share with us today. My name is Lauren Hughes, and I'm the Director of Development for Breastcancer.org. And thank you for your patience as we had a little bit of technical difficulties at the top of the event that prevented me from joining you earlier. But I'm honored and thrilled to be with you today. As you've heard from two couples and their inspiring stories and lives you've touched. Now you'll hear from three remarkable champions who will share their personal stories of what inspires them to support our mission. Jessica and Raphael, Dan and Carmine, their stories of finding comfort and strength begin with you and everyone who supports Breastcancer.org. The story you hear next is from Mac Frederick and Shayna Steigerwalt. In just a few short weeks, Mac and Shayna will be hosting their 6th fundraiser for Breastcancer.org, which they launched for 2 very special reasons. And now I welcome Mac and Shayna to join us.
Thank you so much for having us. Mac and I have been involved with Breastcancer.org for the past 6 years, and both have a very personal story. Mac and I have been friends for many years, and one of the ways that we were able to establish a relationship was because both of our moms were diagnosed with breast cancer roughly around the same time. And as you've heard from the videos today and from others that you may know, one of the most difficult things that we, as the children of women who were diagnosed with breast cancer, is we weren't able to help them. It's a very isolating process. It's a very lonely process. And as a support system that wants to be there to help, we can't always relate to what it is that our mothers were going through and some of the things that they were dealing with, no matter how hard we may have tried. So in honor of both of them, who are now doing very well, we have decided to create a breast cancer event specifically for a younger demographic, to let them know of the opportunities that Breastcancer.org offers, not only this community in our local area, but also worldwide. And it's one of the reasons that we've decided specifically to partner with Breastcancer.org, because they're able to help those that are actually living through breast cancer and provide them resources that aren't easily found. So we're very honored to host our 6th annual Breast Cancer Gala, which will be next month. And Mac's going to tell you a little bit about that.
Cool. Thanks, Shayna. And thanks for the intro, Lauren. So this will be our 6th annual event, our 6th fundraiser. And it's really to get the word out to younger people, a younger demographic who's aunts, moms, uncles, grandparents, anybody in general that they might know who have been affected by breast cancer or might be in the future. It's more of an awareness thing for a millennial market. And so this is our 6th annual event. It's going to take place Saturday, October 8th from 4 to 8 p.m. It's kind of like a sunset cruise on the Ben Franklin yacht. If anybody's ever been on it, it's a really cool and easy experience for everybody involved. There'll be music, there'll be dancing, pictures, videos, and it's about a 3-hour cruise with food and drinks and a lot of fun. And we hope to have about 200 people there. Last year we had around 120, and we're just trying to grow it every year and really get the word out, get some awareness in partnership with Breastcancer.org, and just make it a great annual tradition to spread awareness and get people to research this a bit more within a younger market. So we appreciate being involved and joining these events and having your team involved with us as well. So thank you so much. Saturday, October 8th, 4 to 8 p.m. on the Ben Franklin yacht. I can put a link and share that with the team. So thank you again.
Thank you, Mac and Shayna, and thank you for sharing your stories and your passionate support of breast cancer patients and their families through your fundraising efforts. I, for one, am very excited about the event. I'm so thrilled to see how you've brought your passion to this event and to your fundraising efforts. It's now my distinct pleasure to introduce our own Dr. Marisa Weiss. Dr. Weiss founded Breastcancer.org 22 years ago with the vision to help people make the best decisions for their lives. Today, she is our Chief Medical Officer and guiding force. Dr. Weiss is the Director of Breast Radiation Oncology and the Director of Breast Health Outreach at Lankenau Medical Center. And that means that in addition to reaching millions worldwide through Breastcancer.org, she is caring for individual breast cancer patients every single day. Welcome, Dr. Weiss.
Thank you so much, Lauren. And hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today doing one of my favorite things, thanking our amazing community of friends and supporters. Your partnership and your generosity is what makes our work possible. In the 22 years of Breastcancer.org's history, our core mission has remained the same from the start: to give people the expert guidance, peer support, and trusted information they need to make the best decisions for their lives after a breast cancer diagnosis. But what has drastically changed in that time is the extent of our impact, with 210 million people reached worldwide through breastcancer.org, reaching out to us day and night for all that information they need. They're trying to make these decisions, and they come to us and they can find what they need. That is so gratifying. And we're also so proud of the number of incredible supporters who have made our growth possible. As you heard earlier from Jessica, Raphael, Dan, and Carmine, and then from Mac and Shayna, the connection, the comfort, and strength that they found in the breastcancer.org community has been a lifeline to them. It's the place they go when they really need help, and it's their life that's at stake, or their loved ones' lives that are at stake. And what an amazing role we've had at breastcancer.org to be that lifeline. The effect we've had on people's lives is really immeasurable, and it's thanks to you believing in our mission. Now, it's my great privilege and honor to tell you about one of the most devoted fundraisers. Brenda Stewart has gone above and beyond to help people affected by breast cancer. After her diagnosis in 2002, she decided that not only did she want to give back, but she wanted to encourage others to give back too. With her love of dancing in mind, Brenda created a fundraiser that has spanned 20 years. Now, I don't know that many people who can actually say that they've consistently led an event for 2 decades. And it would be understandable if Brenda had actually hit pause during the pandemic, but that's not Brenda's style. She kept the momentum going through a virtual experience by rallying her friends and family over the years, including her amazing sons, to dance alongside her in support of breastcancer.org. Brenda has made a lasting mark, and we are deeply grateful. Brenda, for your selflessness, dedication, and generosity, I am so proud to present you with the breastcancer.org Champion Award. The Champion Award recognizes special individuals like Brenda who have been advocates and leaders in supporting people with breast cancer, not just themselves, but others. And they've devoted a significant amount of time and resources to helping breastcancer.org further our mission. And they show how one person can make such a meaningful difference to other people all around the world. So a million thanks for all you've done, Brenda. And now it's my pleasure to turn the stage over to Brenda, who is unable to join us tonight, but has pre-recorded a few words she'd like to share.
Hi, my name is Brenda Lee Storch. I am honored to be a part of Circle of Care celebration, and I thank you for honoring me in this wonderful way. When I was diagnosed in 2002, fate stepped in and I had a third opinion with Dr. Marisa Weiss. We immediately connected after the consultation, and she couldn't be more helpful. It was all about her finding out what the hardest thing for me was after being diagnosed, and part of that was just trying to understand it all. Little did I know that she was creating breastcancer.org, so I was kind of on the ground floor while she was doing that, helping others to understand the full treatment of what you had to go through, and when they tell you that you have breast cancer in situ, it's like, what is that? So it was clearly understood after talking to her and helped me out for many, many years to come, and still does. There's so much information on that website that I refer people now. So with the help of my amazing sons and my husband and awesome community of friends, we have this enormous breast cancer benefit dance every October, and we continue to eat healthy and exercise and be proactive, and we pay it forward by helping others, and it truly makes you feel very good inside to go ahead and do that. And all you really have to do is find out your favorite hobby, like what is the thing that you're passionate about. And I'm passionate about, dancing. So the first time I did it, I had it at a Villanova skating center where my sons worked. And then we had, a little party there, and it was great. And each year it got better and better because I realized, how to make money by doing raffle baskets and things like that that people are interested in. And it went on from there. It's not that hard to do. It's all about having fun and giving back to others. So this October will be my 20th anniversary of me hosting this benefit dance, and it'll be my last one. But guess what? It's not going to be done because I'm passing the torch to a real good friend who also has cancer, and he's going to continue to do it for me. But 20 years of service has been a great honor, and I'm looking forward to my retirement. But I also had a wonderful time being with Breastcancer.org because they really help you do your benefit that you can do, and they help you in any way possible. They send out emails, and they are always on the phone with you, and seeing how much helpful they can be for you. But anyway, come and dance with me on October 23rd, and keep looking at the breastcancer.org website. And again, thank you for honoring me. I love it. Thank you.
As you can tell, Brenda is a force, and I'm lucky to know her. 20 years of service through her dance benefit is an incredible legacy. There is a fun and delightful video of her and her benefit on our website. And I encourage you to take a look and watch. Her passion is infectious, and it's clear how much her friends and her family, how much fun they have at the event. This night has been about you, people like Brenda, Mac, and Shayna, who give back and make an impact for people with breast cancer through our programs, virtual support groups, and content. As Brenda said, we can all find our passion. Next month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And if you or someone you love has experienced how overwhelming a breast cancer diagnosis can be, you know that October calls for so much more than awareness. It can be a moment to share your passion with your friends and family and help someone else, like Shayna, like Mac, and like Brenda. Everyone facing a breast cancer diagnosis deserves trusted guidance when they need it most. Imagine the impact if each person had the tools they need to be their own best advocate. If you know someone who may benefit from Breastcancer.org's free resources, please introduce us. And if you were inspired to host your own dance benefit or any other event or fundraiser, we're here to help. Over the next month, we're hoping to raise $75,000 to support the very programs you heard about tonight, and a donation of any amount and a fundraiser of any size will help us get there. If you feel so inspired, you can donate online today or simply text the word INSPIRE to 325-603-33995. Again, that's the word INSPIRE to 325-603-3395 to donate via your mobile device. You can also go to our website at breastcancer.org and see the resources there about how to start your own fundraiser. And if you haven't had a chance yet, I hope you check out our most recent impact report, which details everything that we've accomplished together over the past year. I'll make sure to share this report in an email this week, and I encourage you to share it with your family and your friends. And I hope the short time we spent together tonight demonstrated the impact of your generosity, dedication, and your patience. We are so grateful for you. Thank you for joining us and me tonight. Good night.